a maneuver!
Next up, we have 16th place Jacob Johnson piloting the Water Asui. Now, this isn't a character I think I've seen Jacob Johnson play before, at least not in competition. So it'll be really interesting to see his take on this, because we do have the Nullify, which we saw on stream. That was a very cool play, nullifying the Electric Jolt Enhance to make sure that we can deny it going to Momentum. And we have the mainboard plus Ultras. So this is one of the few decks, right? Like Asui's like tape decks, set 1 characters who get to play plus Ultra. Not something we saw around the Nats meta. A lot of that was because of one with nature. Maybe we're not so afraid of that, or maybe we just know that in our earlier rounds we don't have to worry about one with nature as much. Seeing this come back in style was pretty cool, but we didn't ever get to see it on offense. But this deck does have great ways to power it up, because it has Piercing Thorn Lances, which is a low ranged that allows us to put another low attack from the card pool into Momentum. I think this is a really good card, especially when you are expecting Eraserheads as Asui. This gives you like more card pool clear and like activates your other cards really well. Sludge, if you get that Momentum, we get stun too. So that's something to consider. We also get to ready a Rival Foundation to ready one of ours. So this is another way to get like more activations of stuff like Irrefutable Force of Nature. Very cool to see that. Cannon Blast as a 1-of. When we have extra foundations, this absolutely murders people. Giant Ice Wall as a 2-of Breaker High Block, and also just, you know, a wall breaking stun attack. Then we have the meat and bones of the Asui deck, at least in my opinion right now, is Freezer Burn. Freezer Burn is just an absolutely sick staple card that denies the opponent interruption and gives you super long strings. Next up, we have only 3 Tongue Smack. This has been considered a cringe card by a lot of people, but it helps you go through your deck. And this looks like one of the bigger Asui decks. So not surprised to see cantrip attacks. A little surprising to not see Heat Wave. So this is, I guess, a little more consistent than Heat Wave. It's better when you drop later in a turn, and we have so many 5 diffs already. This is my guess that it's our replacement for Heat Wave. Frog Kick, this is a great defensive piece. Getting to clear the card pool and ready stuff is a huge deal, and it's a +1 high block, which is a huge deal. And then our staple 4 of Ice Storm to serve as our breaker block. Also a deadlock threat, also a momentum outlet. So just a very strong piece that I expect to see on any water range deck for a very long time. Going to the foundations, we have 3 Prone to Dry Eyes. Again, this is basically how Asui kills people now. 2 Rescue Completed, it's not surprising to see at all. And then Sticky Balls as just the 1-of. So no Tongue, Whip again, no card pull clog synergy again. Asuis are pretty much off that bandwagon, and because of Exhausted Exclamation, we are playing much more similar to lifestyle decks where, you know, back when we had the race car Asuis, they were trying to just draw all the attacks in their deck because they can pass them all. Cards like Freezer Burn help us do that. Cards like Sludge help us do that. So it makes a lot of sense that we aren't necessarily worried about specific tech and synergies anymore. Also, not a lot of decks are trying to block, and you know, we're not adding those cards to the card pool because of that. 2-of Face Shield mainboard is really nice. I'm a big fan of this card. We don't have any in the sideboard, so it's proving that +3 block mod is very tough to block with right now. So we also don't have any wall cling, so we did have to like nullify that Electric Jolt on stream, but maybe we could have just had more copies of wall cling, more copies of Face Shield. Who knows? These cards are way more interactable than Nullify though, so your mileage is going to vary. 3 copies of First Villain Encounter. This is our major readying target because we don't have any Irrefutable Force of Nature in the main board. You know, Irrefutable plus Freezer Burn was the main thing that eliminated me from Webcam Nationals when I was playing Tokoyami and my rival was on Water Asui. So a little surprising to see there, but this deck is committed to being more aggressive, to drawing more attacks, and you know, First Villain Encounter really can help you play them. And when you get to ready it, it's a super powerful card. 1 copy of Think Fast because it's such a powerhouse. It's so good when you actually have the read on your opponent. It's extra stats that Asui doesn't necessarily have in exchange for foundations that she can ready. So don't forget, in a pinch, you can use Think Fast in combination with your character to, instead of clearing the card pool, just change the zone. Something that's really strong against Eraserhead, who is considered a very good counter to Asui. Feeling Cute has a 2 of. We don't have any Frozen because decks are really good at readying their foundations, at playing around, being committed. So Feeling Cute kind of comes in here as a lower difficulty option on the same block zone. I like that a lot. It also keeps us at a deadlock, of course, or struggling with studies to protect our face-up foundations that we really need, and also give us a little more card advantage on defense. Observant Student is a powerful deadlock effect. Lets us know how deep we can go early on in the game. +1 low block makes sense for this format that is swarming with 1.3 millions. 2 of Tape. Now, I get it. This is the more aggressive version of Asui. But if we're going to be running plus Ultra and we're relying on our Breaker 2 blocks, I think we could play 3. I'll meet you in the middle. Let's play 3. Come on, let's play 3. I don't know. 3 basic training. That's got to be the round number, dude. I'm sorry. We gotta be running 4 of this. I think it's just better than Acrobatic. Acrobatic's really cool, but -1 progressive, -1 speed, playable. Come on, meet me in the middle. Let's just play 4 and 1. Come on. 2 surviving the final is interesting, but it's because we are actually running the amount of desperate times that could be impactful. I like this. A lot of decks really just want to draw like a card. A lot of decks are, running cantrip attacks for a reason, and this can actually do some work right now if you get multiples out. If you only have 1, it's probably not going to help you. This is a very edge case card, and I think it's really where a 0 diff should be in this format. Not so much like a basic training with a deadlock effect, but it can be tough to play around this depending on what deck you are. And then Gotcha is a little more stun hate, and we actually do have Think Fast in this deck for that synergistic stat pump. So all in all, this is a much more aggressive version of Asui. I don't know if I would call it like a straight aggro deck because it of course has all this interaction, right? It has all these ways to slow the opponent down. It's not foregoing defense. It's just not focusing on defense. It's just not defense first. And these ratios are pretty similar to other Asui decks we've seen in the past. It's very interesting to me that the Asui decks don't get slimmed down, even the water versions, to try and see specifically prone to dry ice early. But because of the way that Rescue Completed works and the way that we have to play defense, it is really common that the Asui decks want to build and really kind of hit critical mass and sculpt for a lot of turns. But I dig the all lows. I will say that. I dig the, we have, 3 Tongue Smack and 1 Cannon Blast. So this deck is going to spam lows at you. It's not running pretty much any of the highs like Frigid Heat Wave, is the only one that comes to mind. It's got the singular Cannon Blast to snipe you once you're low on foundations, once you've committed to blocking lows. So a very, very cool deck. Not surprised to see Jacob Johnson at the highest level of competition. Not surprised to see him playing an absolutely unique take on a very busted character. That is definitely a Jacob Johnson signature. And I gotta assume I'm gonna see Jacob Johnson at the next Hero League Championship. The guy puts up results consistently throughout the year. He always shows up when it counts. And I can't think of a major that he hasn't topped. So congratulations to 16th place, Jacob Johnson. Plan to see you in the future, bud.